What's going on, everybody? It's Untapped or Go, and today we are killing our opponents with Infect. So this could just be a gimmicky thing that Wizards did, or this could be the real deal. Fynn the Fangbearer is a 2-mana 1/3 with Deathtouch that gives all of your creatures with Deathtouch essentially poison 2. As when they deal damage, they get 2 poison counters, your opponent gets 2 poison counters. Once your opponent hits 10 poison counters, they're dead, and they can't do anything about it. So, how do we break this? Well, every single creature in the deck obviously has Deathtouch, but Collect Company, of course. Collect Company breaks every deck that plays creatures, and let's be real here, everything costs 3 or less, so all of our creatures are hits. Most of our deck is creatures. We have 26. That's actually kind of a low number for a Collected Company deck, but you'd be surprised. I hit like every single time with this, so I don't even care. How do we get there? How do we actually kill our opponents? So we have all 4 copies of Foulmire Knight and all 4 copies of Vampire of the Dire Moon because we really want to start sticking our Deathtouch creatures immediately. This one has the upside of drawing us a card. This one has the upside of gaining us some life back. Then we also have 3 copies of Thoughtseize in the 1 mana slot to be able to disrupt our opponent, snatch any kill spell, board wipe, planeswalker, whatever we need to. And then in the 2 slot, we have 2 copies of Heartless Act as some more removal and interaction to be able to deal with our opponent's creatures. 2 copies of Gifted Aetherborn. This is double black for a 2/3 with Deathtouch and Lifelink. Essentially the same thing as Vampire of the Dire Moon, just stats a little bit better. But Deathtouch and everything on our creatures is going to be so hard for our opponents to attack us. So all 4 copies of Fynn because we want to see this every single game. Like, I can't stress this enough. This guy is going to help close out games so fast. Playing 3 copies of Cheville, Bane of Monsters. This is a Golgari for a 1/3 Deathtouch. And at the beginning of your upkeep, if your opponents control no permanents with bounty counters on them, put a bounty counter on target creature or planeswalker an opponent controls. Then if you deal with that permanent, you get to draw a card and gain 3 life. So this guy is like our engine of the deck. He's really going to help draw and find cards. Since everything in our deck has Deathtouch, if we don't find a kill spell, we can just put a bounty counter on whatever it is that we don't want to attack us, and then our opponent's not just going to attack into our wall of Deathtouches. So it acts as like a board stall. It's going to generate us some value, it's going to gain us some life back, and it just fits the slot very well. In the 3-drop slot, we have 2 copies of Hooded Blightfang. This guy has closed out some games for me pretty quick. Playing all 4 copies of this, I started out with, and it was a little clunky, but quickly realizing that all you need is 2. Fynn carries most games, and if Fynn doesn't, it's Hooded Blightfang that carries the rest of them. And so this is a 3-mana 1/4 with Deathtouch. Whenever a creature you control with Deathtouch attacks, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain a life, and that's per attack, like on the stack. So if you attack with 4 or 5 creatures, you're just draining your opponent for 5 on the spot before they even have a chance to block, and you're gaining some life back. It's really cool. Plus, whenever you deal damage to a planeswalker with one of your creatures with Deathtouch, you automatically destroy that planeswalker, no matter how much damage you do to it. So this is going to help really push a lot of the damage through, especially against control. And then we have all 4 copies of Nighthawk Scavenger. This guy has been amazing. Just a 3-mana 1/3 with Flying, Deathtouch, and Lifelink that gets bigger as the game goes on. It's hard to deal with for our opponents. We get to trade with virtually everything because it blocks everything on the ground, it blocks everything in the air, it kills virtually everything, minus indestructible or some nonsense, or if they somehow remove the power. But regardless, this has been one of my favorite hits off of Collected Company because even if it just comes down as a 1/3 with Flying, Deathtouch, and Lifelink in this deck is like insane. It's honestly like this is like the best statted creature for this entire setup. Then we have 3 copies of Maelstrom Pulse because there's a lot of token generation in this format right now. There are a lot of crazy non-land permanents that are kind of hard to deal with for us. So this just is kind of like our get out of jail free card. Silver Bullet hits everything we need it to. And if it hits multiples, it's just bread and butter. And then in the finish up the 3-drop slot, Ocarina Assassin. This card has always been really funny to me, and I've always liked it. I wanted to see how I can make it good. Decoy effects are usually, they're hit or miss. You always play decoy effects in your creature-based decks, so that way you distract all your opponent's creatures so you can get in for lethal otherwise. This deck, it works out even better because all creatures have to block it, and then all of our creatures with Deathtouch, if they all get in, even if it's for 1 damage apiece, they're getting 2 poison counters from Fynn, or we get a free attack step with Hooded Blightfang to be able to just drain, gain some life or whatever. Ocarina Assassin is the real deal in this deck, and if anything, I think this and Fynn and this really tie this deck together. And hitting any of these creatures off a Collected Company isn't bad, because Deathtouch is going to do stuff. It's going to kill a creature. Doesn't matter if we hit our, our biggest threat out of Collected Company versus just a simple 1/1. No matter what we hit with Collected Company, we're going to get some value. If we can hit an Ocarina Assassin on your opponent's end step and then just attack for lethal, basically, decoying all of their creatures away from the big threats like Fynn and Cheville and all of them, it's really good. And then in the mana base, real quick to break that down, we just have our mix of basics, some Blooming Marshes, Pathways, Tombs, and Cemeteries. In the sideboard, we have 2 copies of Bloodchief's Thirst against earlier aggression, 1 copy of Gaia's Blessing. This is just in here against the fringe mill deck you might run into. 2 copies of Heroic Intervention to protect our permanents, as always. 2 copies of Extinction Event as a board wipe if we need to deal with our opponent's creatures. This is really good, specifically against tokens, because you can just choose even, and it'll wipe virtually everything. It's also really good against indestructible creatures, hexproof creatures, the like. Then we have 4 copies of Leyline of the Void, exile our opponent's graveyard. We don't want anything in there. 2 copies of Liliana, Waker of the Dead. This is really good against control because it's going to make them discard cards. They're going to lose life eventually. We can kill whatever their creatures have if they play any. And then the ultimate's really where it's at, because if we can get to the -7, it's going to be virtually impossible for our opponent to shut us down completely, because if we can just bring back a Fynn and give it haste every turn, that should be enough. Like, bringing back any of our creatures and giving them haste and attacking to be able to get the value between Hooded Blightfang, Fynn, and what have you, it's going to help. And then we have 2 copies of Casualties of War, because this is just a good spell. I mean, it just hits literally everything you need it to, and you have the option. And if you can get the 5-for-1 value, you're dancing in your grave. Like, you're having a great time. All right, guys, we're going to take this in the arena, but real quick before we do so, I just want to remind everybody that we have a giveaway for a playset of FNM promo Growth Spirals. So I'm sure you can see these a little bit. Like I've said in the previous video, I promise you they look way better in person. They're beautiful, and they could be yours. It could be in your deck. So I'm running this giveaway until January 7th. All you have to do is click the annotation above or a link down below in the video description to go check out that other video to see on how you can enter to get that giveaway. So with that, let's take this into the arena. Wish me luck, everybody, and let's see if we can get on with some filthy Fynn. All right, going into game 1, we're on the play up against what I want to assume is Orcum Fish. Okay, so we're going to keep this. Back down to gold. The season reset is very unforgiving. Hello, opponent. So we were able to get all the way up to Diamond 4. We almost got Diamond 3. We were working our way towards Mythic, but the season ended. I thought they would put me down into Platinum, because Diamond, this was like the first time I've ever gotten a Diamond, and I've always gotten put down to like Gold 3 or Gold 4 or whatever. And then I got put down to Gold anyway. So I'm just like, well, what is a season reset? Like, if you're a Mythic, how are you going to feel going down to Gold? Like, that's cringy. I understand that it's a grind. It's not going to be like easy, a walk in the park or nothing, but like, I don't know. It's like I feel robbed. Like I just devoted this entire last month trying to get my rank up, and I definitely want to get to Mythic for you guys. So I think that we can do it this time. We just have to keep ourselves very devoted, try to get our ranks up, try to play some good decks on camera. And we're up against Monoblue. This is kind of an awkward matchup, but if we can find a kill spell, we'll be in okay shape. We put the bounty counter. We did not find a kill spell, unfortunate. And our opponent was tapped out. That would have been like the best time to get it. So what we're going to do is play the Overgrown Team tapped, play our Gifted Aetherborn, just keep sticking threats. And thankfully, some of our creatures do have lifelink, so we're going to mitigate some of the damage from the Spectral Sailor, but they're still going to be drawing a lot of cards. Now they have 3 mana untapped, and they have a draw and a whole grip. So they're going to probably be able to hold up some counterspells. Ooh, wait a second. Are we playing Spirits? Are we playing Spirits? Ooh, I wonder if this has that Ancestral Spirit from Kaldheim. The evolved creature. Alright, so our opponent definitely has a Spell Pierce. That is 100% Spell Pierce. I am not playing into that. So I'm not going to do my Collected Company shenanigans on my main phase, which is what I would like to do. But we are going to go ahead and get all in here. Yep. Well, since our opponent did not block and they're tapped out, we can stick all of our threats. That was a really good turn for us. So, I mean, Monoblue Tempo does not have any way of really handling things once they're on the board. They could have like an unsummon, but I doubt it. And now we just have a Nighthawk Scavenger that can block in the air forever. It's pretty good. Well, I'm definitely killing your Spectral Sailor, dude. It's okay. We get the draw out of it. I guess we're gonna put it here. Okay, opponent's tapped out again, so Ocarina Assassin's gonna come down. And yeah, I mean, we're just, you know what? Yeah, we're just getting in with everything. We can't block anyway. Sure. That's pretty good. Well, I'm gonna kill the one with the counter on it. Man, so many lands. Gross. Alright, so we have 5 damage. We have 5 damage right now with the Ocarina Assassin that we can decoy to get through. If our opponent keeps trying to attack us down, it's not going to work out for them in the long term. Yep. Ooh, that's a good draw. That's a really good draw for us. Alright, well, let's all attack except the Ocarina Assassin this time. Yep, opponent trades with the 1/1. And now they're down to 4, and this is lethal. So, we're going to play the Nighthawk Scavenger. We might as well play our Overgrown Tomb tapped, just because. And let's see what our opponent can do. Ocarina Assassin might actually get us there. It might force the hand against Monoblue Tempo. Dungeon Geists. He has to... No! Yeah. You had to tap the Ocarina Assassin, man. You had to. Oh no. That's so cool. Alright, so we just all attack here. See what our opponent does. Well, we're gonna kill the Dungeon Geists, obviously. Good game, opponent. Good game. Wow, that was really cool. Good game. Look at the pupper jumping for joy. Yes. Going into game 2 against Master Loge 97, and we have a pretty good hand. We got the Fynn. We got 2 Ocarina Assassins, so we get to decoy multiple attack steps. We'll lead off with the Overgrown Tomb first. Not paying the life. Alright, everybody, always make sure you try to drink some water. Very important. We're going to play Gifted Aetherborn first. Failed Passage. Double Failed Passage for our opponent. Really giving us some time to set up here. Green and black. Goose. Okay, so they're up to potentially 4 mana next turn, so that could be like a questing beast, maybe. You know what? I'm gonna get down the Ocarina Assassin first. Just gonna go ahead and attack for 2. And now, if our opponent plays like questing beast, we can just attack into it, force them to block with it. Yep, Paradise Druid for our opponent. That's cool, man. I'll take that all day. We might as well just grab a swamp. And that's pretty good. So we now actually have 5 mana. I could fire off this Collect a Company. Kind of feel like double spelling though. So we're gonna Nighthawk Scavenger and play Fynn. And now we're gonna start forcing the poison. Drink up. Drink up, buddy. That toxic drip, man. Opponent generated a food on their main phase. They could have blocked or something with it. Yep. Just gonna go ahead and get all in. Puts them down to what? Puts them up to what? 8? Is that 8 poison? That's 8 poison, son. Ocarina Assassin. Like I could hold up Collect a Company, but do I need to? I mean, oh, okay, okay, yeah. You should have hit the Ocarina Assassin. Nobody cares about the Ocarina Assassin. It's so good. GG. It's so good. This deck is so good. We've been on a play like every game so far. This is definitely sketchy. This is a really good hand. I just wish we had both our colors. No information about our opponent other than their sleeves. We're probably playing against Life Game. Maelstrom Pulse might be helpful too. Yeah, we're going to keep it. Playing a dangerous game. If we miss our green source on our draw, we're screwed. But I don't know. This hand's just so good not to keep it. Healer's Hawk for our opponent. And you know what? You know what I say on this channel sometimes? Never punish. Just never happens. Play Cheville first. The Arena Shuffler is definitely on my side today, everybody. Daxus. Daxus. Well, we're going to kill that, probably. Yeah. We'll just go ahead and kill Daxus. I'm trying to think of, like, other problematic permanents that I can actually deal with, and there's not much I can deal with. Put them back down to 20. And we have Collect a Company mana already. Yep, and there's a Heliod. Got it down before I could thought seize it. That's kind of bad. So I could Collect a Company. I could also thought seize, try to take their best card and play Fynn, which I feel like is the safer bet. Well, Linden's pretty good, but we're going to take the Speaker of the Heavens. And you know what? We'll actually pay the 3 life and play Hooded Blightfang. Cheville. What are you blocking? You're not blocking anything. We are going to be taking a lot of damage here between Heliod and Linden. Sure. Yeah, this is definitely sketch. Oh, you're not even going to get in with the Linden? You baby. You big baby. I mean, shoo. 9's a lot of damage. 9 is a lot of damage. But we're taking it, though. Sure. Not super good for us. Yeah, all we can do is pass. Hold up the Collect a Company. Deals damage equal to the number of creatures you control, to target creature or planeswalker. Okay. Not much I can do about it. He kind of should have just, like, all attacked. I think he would have just killed me. Alright, well, here comes nothing. Here goes nothing, I mean. 2 Nighthawk Scavengers. Shit. Shit. Alright. Well, we're super dead. That Maelstrom Pulse would have came in handy a lot later in the game. So I feel like that might have been on me. Maybe I should have held up the Maelstrom Pulse and dealt with the Healer Hawks, but how was I supposed to know? Well, I'm going to try to go out like a true baller. Good game. Oof. Finish off with drawing a land. Feels bad. Alright, going into game 4 against Daddy Monster 19, and we are on the draw finally. Yeah, I mean, our opening hand isn't bad. We have a lot of creatures. Depends on what we're up against. We are going to keep, though. Blue-white. Blue-white what, though? Yeah, let's play this. Excuse me. This could be control, blue-white flyers. This could be a number of things. Blue-white enchant. Yeah, it's the blue-white enchantment deck. Cool. This is actually good for us. Because unless they can give their creatures protection from like an all-seed or something, they're not really going to be able to do much against us. So for now, we're just going to play our creature and attack. Has hexproof. That's pretty cool. Now that is pretty cool, actually. Okay, well, we're going to go ahead and all attack here. Now we're going to try to force it. They either have to attack into it and die, or hold it up as a blocker and block it and die. See if our opponent's playing any interaction like Banishing Light or Glass Casket or something. God bless you, puppers. Hello, pup. Hello. Always say hello to the pup. Aether Tunnel can't be blocked. What is this nonsense? Oh, Jesus. Oh, actually, you kind of just screwed yourself. Wow, the opponent actually just screwed themselves. Sure, yeah. Hit me down to 11. You draw a card. Them giving their creature vigilance just saved our butts. That feels so good. That feels so good. We're actually going to hold up the Foulmire Knight to draw a card, but wow. I mean, our opponent just chunked us for half of our life in one combat step. No, not another one, please. For the love of God. Okay. Staggering Insight's not as scary as the Curator Ward or what, Aether Tunnel. Aether Tunnel's a card, though, everybody. That's Novice Knight for our opponent. Hey, Bane's not... Chevil's not too bad. Thoughtseize, huh? Hmm. We would be playing a very dangerous game, I think. If we did this. But we kind of have to, right? We have, like, really no choice. All Seed's really good. And the Transcendent Envoy is really good. Ooh, I'm trying to think. Because the Transcendent Envoy can just attack overhead. But the All Seed can just give them protection and kill us. So we kind of have to take that. And I mean, let's go ahead and gain some life back at least. And I'll pass the turn. If our opponent didn't give its core Spirit Dance or Vigilance that turn, they would have killed us the following turn. And that's pretty good for us. Sentinel Eyes on the Transcendent Envoy, though. They're drawing a ton of cards, too. Oh, no. Okay. There's the Aether Tunnel. Well, this isn't looking good. I guess we have to put it here. Draw a card. Good game, opponent. Wow. Aether Tunnel, everybody. That's a magic card. 100%. 100. Just attack. Just attack. People who play it out are toxic. You are mentally unstable people. To our fifth and final game up against Biz, and we're hoping to give him the biz. Let's see if we can do it. This opening hand's okay. We're a little light on interaction, but we're pretty good on creatures. Lead off with the Blooming Marsh. Play our Vampire, the Dire Moon. World Tree, huh? Interesting, interesting. Well, this is going to enter taps pretty much no matter what. So the real question is, do I want to stick my 2-drop or do I want to stick a 3-drop? I think I want to stick a 2-drop. So we're going to go ahead, play that down as green. We're going to get Fynn down earlier than later. Opponent's like, I quit Paper Magic so I didn't have to play against Inkmoth Nexus and Infect and Fynn. Welcome back, everybody, to the wrap-up. If you made it this far, thank you for watching as always. And today we went 3-2 for a pretty cool finish. I had a lot of fun piloting this deck. Fynn is by far one of my favorite inclusions to the deck. One of the best cards from Kaldheim, in my opinion, just for the lulz, if anything else. If you enjoyed today's video, please leave a like on today's video and subscribe and hit the bell and stuff if you're new here. And if you are new here, hello, my name is Rob. It's nice to meet you all. And on Tap Your Go. I just want to also remind everybody before I cut this video out that I am still running the giveaway for the F&M Growth Spirals. So please, please, please click the link down below to the video in the description on how to enter that giveaway. It's free, doesn't cost you anything, but a little bit of your time, and it's worth it because, I mean, guys, F&M Promo Growth Spirals, who doesn't want these? You know, these are beautiful. So, with that being said, I'm on Tap Your Go, everybody. Thanks for watching as always, and I'll see everybody in the next video.